never manage. Hey, you gon' make me turn savage. Hey, body cause damage. Hey, Joanna, Joanna, how you do me like Joanna? Joanna, how you gonna do me like Joanna?
Hey, you guys.
Joanna, hey, Joanna.
I am jumping in, getting ready to head on the road to Philly for one of the most special, amazing weekends of my entire life. And I just wanted to say hi. I see all the messages, I see all the posts, I see all the BS going on out there. Sorry, I'm turning this down a little bit. I see all the craziness and the BS that keeps going on with T-Rump the ass. And, you know, of course, now he's banning us from Cuba again, you know, and he's disrupting all kinds of other things in our country. Well, what else is new, right? But I don't really want to dwell on that. Have you ever had those weeks or even months or maybe even a year where everything and anything in life can test you? Have you ever had those? I'm sure everybody's had those. Who's that? Oh, who's that? Hi, Richard. How are you? It's been that kind of a few months. In fact, January forward has been the most insane, testing, emotionally draining upheaval I've ever had in my life. Probably, other than, the last time was about 20 years ago. I had a lot of upheavals then, but this has certainly been an interesting 2019. But you know what? Here's my take on it. That which does not kill us makes us stronger, and that which tests us is intended to build our resolve. There is always a lesson, and there is always something good can come out of something bad. So I say that to say, if you come across something like going from polar extremes of, you know, the Obama administration, although I know it had its issues, he had his issues, the Democrats as well as the Republicans both have their issues. I know all of that. But what I'm really talking about is when you talk about extremes in terms of going from, like the picture perfect, marriage, the picture perfect family, the picture perfect, committed to humanitarianism, committed to unity, committed to evolving and growing, and then you come to the extreme opposite end of the pole, the spectrum, with T-Rump, the nut job. Obviously, there's a lesson in that, right? And I've been saying to many people that I know, and all of you all for quite some time, it really does come down to balance. It comes down to us making a concerted decision that we're going to find a balance, and we're not going to go or allow things to go from one extreme to another. So, that said, I have, as I said, I've been reading all of the messages in the post, and I really am just preparing and trying to put my energy and my focus into my son's wedding. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. I am not letting I'm sorry, doing that again where I disconnect. Don't ask me why, but I'm disconnecting. So I'm not going to let anything rob my joy this weekend. That's where I'm going to keep my focus. I'm going to reflect on the blessings, and I'm going to reflect on the challenges and the tests, and what it is within those challenges and the tests that my personal spirit is supposed to evolve through. I'm asking each of you out there, as we go through yet another phase of tests from the nut job, who refuses to invest in energy efficiency, who refuses to focus on reducing plastics in our country, who refuses to... Sorry, my daughter is wondering where I am. We're supposed to be getting on the road right now to Philly. Anyway, what I'm saying in a nutshell is, for every single thing that this man does, it gives us the opportunity to reset and put some perspective on what's important in our lives, what's important in our in what we invest our time and our energy into, where we put our focus, how much we value our own precious lives, our own precious families, and how much we look at ourselves in the larger scheme collectively, and what is important to us. And so for that, I say, if it hadn't been for this crazy man, I would not be in the space and place mentally and spiritually that I am right now. I mean, I think I was going to do some evolving regardless, and the universe will always put things in your path to evolve. But what I'm saying is, this is an opportunity for us to look at every single thing. We're educating each other. We are forcing shifts. We're forcing change. We are forcing ourselves to look at some truths, and bringing an awakening to one another. And at least I know in my circumference, in my circle, I'm attempting to do that, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to do more of the same. I do see some shifts. Personally, I see some shifts since things first started. But again, when we're talking specifically about the T-Rump, we're talking about he's the yin and the yang, right? He's the there's the up and the down, there's the left and the right, there's the back and the forth, whatever. There's always an opposite. So what I want everybody to do is think about where we were, where we are now, and that synergistically speaking, that having gone from one extreme of the spectrum with an administration to the other extreme of the administration, what I want you to do is focus on who is going to be the person that brings the balance back. Who's going to be that one person for the 2020 election that's going to bring the center back, that's going to re-engage us in being centered. I argued with a friend of mine, Mike, about who's involved pretty heavily in politics and whatnot, and I said to him, for those of you all that want to play it safe and go with a Democrat or a Republican that's business as usual, the way it's always been, we can't afford to do that anymore. We need the extremes. We need the progressives. We need the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes. We need the more extreme Ilhan Omars. We need the more extreme approaches, and we need to shift. That's why I still stand by Sanders, and the reason I stand by Sanders only is because his policies, his position is very real. It's very down to earth. It's very much in line with, it's for the people. It's about the people. We are the people. We are the governing factor in this, and we have to get back to some basics. Now, I don't know necessarily that this man would last more than 4 terms, but what I am saying is this. We've gone from one extreme to the other extreme. Who is going to be your balance? Who is going to be the center? Who is going to put us back into perspective of what things may have could potentially be in terms of us understanding that we are a country that has prided ourselves on being entrepreneurial. But at the same time, we've lost perspective of it to the point that now corporations have taken over and taken the voice away from the people. He is the person that will bring that back. You go to a Biden. Biden is certainly, he's certainly aligned with the Obama administration. But as we find, as things evolve and we pull back the layers, and as much as I love the Obama family, and I do believe he did some amazing things culturally, socially, emotionally, economically, generally speaking, there are also things that he did wrong that have actually opened up Pandora's box and allowed this crazy man to come in and do what he did, right? So why do we want more of the same? Why do we want old heads when we're trying to evolve and move forward? So what I'm saying is this, simply this, and then I'm going to get out and I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to focus on what's important. My child, my son, my family, and this beautiful weekend. What it comes down to is, when you're considering all of the issues that we have facing us right now, when you're considering that you have one 20-plus-year-old that's standing in there on the front of the line calling out all the BS, all of the corruption, all of the double dipping, the overcharging, the manipulation, the lies, the deceit of our governing bodies on both parties, we need change. And that change is not going to come from going with the old way of doing business. So think about that. think about the fact that in every mess, in every mess, there is a lesson. Think about the fact that we have an opportunity to do something cumulatively and collectively to say, okay, so you're not doing what we want you to do. You're not doing what we want you to do. None of you all are protecting our interests. None of you all are truly, truly honoring our value. You're all in bed with corporations. You're all getting cutbacks. You're all in stocks. You're all playing the game and then smiling our face and saying you're looking out for us, but only halfway work looking out for us. So you know what? Go someplace in an entirely different direction. Just clean house. So I see it. Clean house. Start fresh. And like I said, if it's nothing else but to bring the pendulum back to our center, that's what I've mastered in the last few years. That no matter how difficult things get for me and no matter how challenging they are, and I'm telling you, there have been some cannonballs coming at my ass. Cannonballs. But once you work the idea of bringing things back to center and you look at all the policies that we have to address, there's only a couple out there that are really about bringing us back to center. And so I hope that we focus more on that. Not just the idea of what feels comfortable or what feels right or what feels good or what feels convenient or, you know, what's going to not challenge us. Put yourself in the mindset of what is going to help us evolve. And if you can find, my recommendation is you consider voting for representation that is going to make you feel uncomfortable but force you to evolve. And I don't think that that's just throwing straight waste and saying D or, especially now. Because they have tested every friggin' thing they can, everything imaginable. And there's no saints up there right now in office on either side. Anyway, I just wanted to say again, thank you all for all your support. For all of you guys out there, I appreciate you checking in. I'm not even going to try to go through all the names right now, but I did want to say, I'm going to see you soon on Inez. I definitely see you. I'm looking forward to it. It's a crazy time. Let's just say, for me personally, it's a crazy time. For me emotionally, spiritually, it is a crazy time, but it is the most blessed time in my life. And especially because my child is a representation of sorts of what change and evolution and growth looks like. And so that's where I'm going to put my focus on now. And that said, for everybody out there who again has been on this journey with me, hang in there with me, because I'm going to keep moving forward and I'm going to keep evolving and I'm going to keep trying to learn from all of you all. Thank you for sharing everything that you share, because I certainly will continue to include it and learn from it and you know, incorporate it in some way, shape, or form. I hope you guys can stay with me during my journey with my child and the family this weekend. I'll try to pop in when I can with that information. And for everybody out there that you know that I love, you all know who you are, who are my adversaries and my friends. You're both beneficial to me. Both of you are beneficial to me. You have no idea how much. And that goes back to what I was saying about the extremes and balance and center. And I hope to God you all realize that there is a way to find balance if we only just make a commitment, a concerted commitment to that balance. There's always a way. There's always a way. And I do believe that in my heart and my soul. So that said, I am going to get on the road and take my baby down to his new wife and get ready to start this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful celebration. Thanks again for everybody's love and support, and I will talk to you soon. And the one thing I did want to say, as it relates to the Tea Rump not supporting any allergies are acting up with me, not doing anything related to the global warming issues and not participating with the other countries in reducing plastic abuse. You all have a choice. Go out and get yourselves a water bottle. go get yourselves a water system or a water purification system. Stop using plastic bottles. Stop using bottled water. That's the first step. Soda cans. Stop buying the soda cans with the plastic around them. Stop. Just stop. Just make a choice. Stop. Okay? There's lots of things we can do, personal things we can do to make a shift in the environment. We don't need our administration guiding what we do. We don't need our president guiding what we do or do not do, or how we do or do not commit to this environment and commit to our growth and our evolution. We don't need them. Okay, we're in the illusion. We're in that rat race mindset. We're in that, that little experiment they do with the mice, where they put them through the maze. They make us believe that we have to abide and we have to accept, and we just keep going forward the way it is. But we're gluttonous in the United States of America, and we have to make choices to be less gluttonous. We have to make shifts. We have to make a decision that we're going to save our beautiful green trees and our beautiful grass and what's left of our healthy air, and we're going to clean up the water. I mean, I just read something a couple weeks ago. 300 dolphins just dead. 300 dolphins dead on an ocean beach. I think it was in South America somewhere. I took classes about this 10 years ago. They warned about this. An animal psychology class, and they warned about this mass destruction coming because of our consumerism and because of our gluttony. So to that end, you guys, starting this summer, when you go to your beach, shop based on what you're going to do to protect those beaches. Shop based on what you're going to do to protect your neighborhood, your green, your plant life, your ecological balance. Again, it all goes back to balance. I'm gonna push that. I'm gonna emphasize that. I'm gonna emphasize it. I know when the balance is off, it's something that my spirit always talks to me about, whether it be me not sleeping at night, me feeling sick, or everything in my environment around me being in chaos and confusion. We all know it. We all feel it. It's just whether or not we listen. So the difference now is that everything that's coming at us is screaming, humans, you are out of balance. Humans, you are out of balance. Red flag, red alert, red alert, red alert. Emergency, emergency, emergency. We don't need this fool dictating what we do in terms of choices related to protecting our families' futures and the future of this planet. So, gotta go. I really do. Love you all, love you all, love you all. Thank you again for the support, and I will talk to you all. I'm not even going to try to read all you guys right now, because I know a lot of you guys are in there, but that's it. Bye. I'm going. I got too much fun coming to my way and too many blessings this weekend to keep talking about that idiot and all the destruction and all the BS that's going on in the planet and the world right now. To be continued at another time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I'll pop in. I'll try to share when I have a few minutes of downtime here and there on anything that speaks to my heart and I feel you guys need to hear. But in the meantime, if there's anything you all think is important that you want me to know about, send it in my messenger, and I promise, I will post it, read it, speak about it, something related to it. Again, thank you. Bye.